Most homeowners over 50 think that they have to keep everything when they downsize. They worry about losing memories, throwing away things that their grandkids might want, making decisions that they're going to regret. That's exactly why most downsizing projects they stall out before they ever even start. And in this video, I'm going to walk you through exactly how a client of mine got rid of most of their stuff. And then we optimize their downsize for wealth. It's the same system I use with clients now. And by the end, you're going to have a step by step process for getting through your stuff fast without financial regret and without paying thousands of dollars for a professional organizer. I'm Weldon Hobbs, and I help homeowners align their life and wealth goals with their real estate decisions so that way they can actually enjoy this next chapter. And if you like this type of content, hit that like and subscribe button and let's get into it. So here's the situation a client brought to me, and I think a lot of you are going to see yourself in it. I'll call her Carol in this case. Carol's in her late 60s. Her husband passed away a couple years ago, and the house that they raised their family in, it's just too much at this point in life. Too many rooms that she doesn't go into, too much yard. She's ready to move somewhere smaller and somewhere simpler. And here's how she framed it to me. And I'm paraphrasing here, of course. She said, Weldon, I'm finally ready to do this. I've already started going through the closets. I've got piles for the kids. I've piles for donation, a pile for the estate people. Like all this stuff, I want to get rid of it, but without making a mess of it. How do I get rid of 40 years, decades of stuff without losing my mind? That is absolutely a downsizing question. And here's the thing, the heart where that question is coming from, it's an honest one, and it's what we want as human beings. And I want to be careful here because Carol is doing something that a lot of people never even start. She's actually facing it. She's taking action. She's in the closets. She's making the piles. And I've walked 500 plus families through life transitions, downsizers through these moments. And most of them, they're stuck at the front door, if you will, too overwhelmed to begin. So Carol is moving. She is taking action and good on her. But here's the part of this situation that she did not tell me. She didn't tell me a single number, not what the house is worth, not how much she paid for it, not how much it's gone up since she and her husband bought it decades ago. And that's not a small omission. That's the whole ball game. Because if you go through these downsizing motions without optimizing things for wealth, that is where regret is going to show up. Carol's filing situation, her tax filing situation, that's going to change because she lost her husband. And when you sell the home that you've lived in, there's a limit on how much of that gain stays tax free. And after losing a spouse, the amount that you can protect, that can change over time. So the timing of the sale, that matters. So the garage sale, that is just one piece of a larger plan. And when you get that larger plan wrong, that's where the real money goes. We're talking tens of thousands of dollars in missteps that nobody warned them about. The question Carol asked, it's a real question, but there's more underneath it. The real question is, what's the whole plan and what order do I do it in? So here's what we're actually going to talk through today. 7 things that every homeowner over 50 needs to think through before they downsize. And every one of them is going to point back to that same idea. The stuff is the easy part, and the numbers underneath it are where the real money is won or it's lost. So starting with point number 1, this is the garage sale is a great way to clear a room and a terrible way to make a decision. Here's what I mean. There's a whole philosophy out there in the downsizing world. Get rid of one thing on day 1, 2 things on day 2, and by the end of the month, you've cleared out 100 things. It works. It's even kind of fun. And if you've heard the line that almost anything you give away, you could replace in 20 minutes for $20, that's true for a spatula. It's not true, though, for your house. You can't replace a tax mistake on a $400,000 sale for $20. So use the challenge to clear the clutter. Go for it. Just don't let that same low stakes mindset bleed into the decisions that have a comma and a lot of zeros behind them. Clear the rooms quickly. Slow down on the money decisions. Point number 2, keep a maybe box for your things. Never keep one for your decisions. This is a great trick for stuff. When you're not sure about a sweater or a set of dishes, you don't have to decide today. Put it in a box, tape it up, label it, set it aside. Open it in 3 months. If you didn't miss it, Let it go. That works beautifully for things because things are reversible. You can almost always get another one. But the big moves in a downsize, those are not reversible. Once you sell, you've sold. Once you sign the new title, it's signed. And once you've taken that big gain in one tax year, your options to plan around it, they get a lot narrower. So here's the rule. The closets get the maybe box. The house, the title, all the other decisions that are in front of you, they don't go in a box. These go on a plan. Point number 3, measure the whole picture before you start filling boxes. There's a smart move that people make with closets. So before they decide what clothes to keep, they measure the actual closet rod in the new place. So they know exactly how much room they're working with. When you measure first, then decide, you get a lot of clarity. I love that. Now, do the same thing with your finances. Before you decide anything about this house, somebody needs to measure the entire financial picture. What's the home actually worth? What did you originally pay for it? What's the gain? What have you invested into it? All that goes into what your taxable situation is. Because just like the closet rod, the size of the picture decides what fits. And almost nobody measures the money before they start making the moves. And listen, if you're getting a little overwhelmed right now, that is completely normal. Downsizing is one of the most complicated transitions that there is. So remember the thing that ties all of this together. The stuff is the easy part. The numbers underneath the stuff, that's where this is won or lost. Stay with me because the next 3 points, they're the ones that almost nobody's going to warn you about. And here's point number 4. There's a number in your house that decides everything. And most people, they never run it. When you sell the home that you've lived in, a big chunk of your gain can come out completely tax-free. So for a married couple, that protected amount is larger. For a single person, it's smaller, and it's $500,000 and $250,000 respectively. And here's the part that catches widows and widowers off guard. After you lose a spouse, the rules change about how much you can protect, and there's often a limited window where you can still claim the larger amount. And if you miss that window in the picture, that can look very different, which means timing the sale really matters, right when you're least expecting to think about taxes. So if you've got a significant gain in that house, and a lot of people who've owned for decades absolutely do, some of it could land as a taxable gain. I'm not going to throw exact figures at you right now here on camera because your number, the right number, that depends entirely on your situation. And that's a conversation for your CPA. But this is the number that has to get measured before you list, not after. Point number 5, how your house is titled, that can change what you owe. And you can't see it from inside the closets here. This is the one that really hides. Whose name is on the deed? How the home was held when a spouse passed. You have to ask yourself what that did to your cost basis, which is basically the number that the IRS measures your gain against. These are not garage sale questions. These are estate questions, and they have real dollars attached. I'm a project manager by background, and I'll tell you what I tell every single client. What you have in front of you is a life project, not a cleaning project. And you don't start swinging a hammer before you've seen the blueprint. The title is part of your blueprint. Before this house gets sold, you have to figure out how the home is titled. And you can usually go to your county assessor's website and be able to look that up. Because that one detail can change the whole math. It's exactly the kind of thing that's invisible until someone who's been through it points it out. Point number 6, a big sale today can raise a bill you won't see for 2 years. And here's a ripple effect that almost nobody connects. If you're on Medicare, your premiums are based on your income, but on your income from 2 years ago. So a large gain in the year that you sell, that can quietly bump up your Medicare premiums 2 years down the road. You're sitting in your new, smaller place. Life is good, and a letter shows up raising your premiums because of a sale that happened earlier, and you never connected the two. The good news, though, is that when you know it's coming, there may be planning options around when you time the sale and your overall income picture that year. But you can only plan for it if somebody flags it and you plan for it ahead of time before you sell. After the fact, it's just a bill. This is the whole reason why I say the stuff, that's the easy part. The stuff is in front of you. You can see it, it's tangible. These are the type of things that are lurking 2 years down the road. How do we optimize your situation for wealth? Point number 7, and this is the one that ties everything together. The order that you do things in matters more than any single decision in it. And here's the mistake that costs people the most. They make a singular decision, sell the house. They take the offer, sign the papers, clear the rooms, without ever looking at how those decisions affect each other. And that's exactly where the unrecoverable mistakes happen. The ones that you can recover from usually still cost you something that you didn't need to spend. But here's the plan: do it in order. The life goal first. What do you actually want this next chapter to look like? What does the house need to make that happen? Then we optimize it for wealth. What do the numbers say? What's the tax picture? How is it titled? What's the Medicare ripple effect here? And that's just part of it. You have I'm willing to bet that you have 6 or 7 other decisions that are on your mind that weigh into this. But you have to figure all that out first. And once you do, then and only then do you focus on the real estate, the actual sale, done at the right time as part of a larger plan, in the right way, the same order that I'd run any project. Frame it, figure out what you're actually solving for, line up the right people, then execute. And notice where the garage sale lives in all of that. It is real, it matters, and it's near the end. It is the one piece of a much larger plan. Get the order right, and the stuff sorts itself out. Get the order wrong, and the stuff is the least of what you're going to lose. Friends, the complexities of a downsize, they are significant. And this is what I do. I walk alongside other people. We listen to every decision that's in front of them, and we sequence them. We come up with the right questions for them to ask the professionals in their life. I coach people through this every single day, and if you could benefit from the help, look in the caption below, start.askweldonhobbs.com, and I'm happy to spend time with you to help figure this out. You're also going to see resources there that could also equip you to come up with the better questions on your own, so that way you can plan your own life transition on your own terms, staying in control and maintaining that independence that we all look for. I'm Weldon Hobbs, and when we're making big decisions, we start with your life goal, we optimize it for wealth, and then we focus on the real estate. Remember, good decisions, they start with good information, and I'll see you in the next one.